Okay, we are live. We are live. Mic check, 1, 2. Big up to you guys, man. Just a quick little live stream. Friday night, weekend's here. What's not to like, man? What's not to like? But yeah, hopefully you guys are doing well. A few fights this weekend. You've got the Matchroom card headlined by Joshua Buatsi. He's not really, to be honest, he's not really involved in a great fight. So not too much to really look forward to on the DAZN card. On the Matchroom card. But we do have Nery versus Brandon Figueroa on later in the evening. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Nery versus Figueroa. That should be a good fight. Nery's not been looking as good recently, to be honest. But nevertheless, he is fan friendly. He's aggressive. He'll come to fight. Same goes for Brandon Figueroa. I see that as a pretty competitive matchup at this point. Good fight, in my opinion. Good fight. Should be fun. But yeah, big up to Unrivaled Boxing Talk in the house. Salute to you, sir. I'm Phil. Salute. Big up to you. Big up to Danilo as well. What's up, Del? Any BBW planned for the weekend? No, bro. No. What do you take me for, man? This smear campaign needs to stop. Needs to stop. Brandon Blanco, I'm backing Brentford and Barnsley to make it to the Championship playoff final. Do you know what, Brandon? I'd love Barnsley to get promoted. Somebody completely different. That'd be amazing if Barnsley could get fucking promoted to the Premier League. Could you imagine? Fucking Barnsley in the Premier League. That'd be amazing. Even Brentford as well, to be fair. They've not been in the top flight for a long, long time. So, yeah, Brentford or Barnsley, that's who I'm rooting for to get promoted. I hope Brentford can go up so I can play their stadium in FIFA 2022. Yeah, so Chris Lovejoy, he's fighting Manuel Charr tomorrow. The weigh-in has happened. This fight is going to go ahead. Chris Lovejoy versus Manuel Charr. Yeah, Chris Lovejoy weighing about 70 pounds heavier than he did in his previous fight. And I believe he last fought start of 2020. So this guy's put on 70 pounds in about a year. I don't understand how you can achieve that, to be honest. Even in a really bad year for me, I've put on 10 pounds. This guy is supposed to be a professional athlete, and he's managed to put on 70 pounds in just over a year. Absolutely outstanding. Dale likes his women how he likes his women. Global. Cheeky bastards, man. Cheeky bastards. Oh, yeah. Do you know what? I can't stand either team, but I'd rather Chelsea win it. But I think Man City, to be honest with you, I think Man City are going to go to town on them. I really do. I think Man City are going to win. Like head-to-head, City have a much better 11 than Chelsea. I know they lost this weekend to Chelsea, but, you know, the league was basically wrapped up for them. I think City will win it. I really do. Yo, Banter Swag, he says, Chelsea fan here. I'd like to see you guys do it, but I can't see it. Can't see it. Salute to BG London in the house as well. Big up to BG. Hopefully you're well, bro. Hopefully you're well. Yeah, got a quiet weekend this one, man, which I'm looking forward to. I've got nothing planned whatsoever. Nothing planned whatsoever. All I'm going to do, get a fucking takeaway, get a few beers in, watch for boxing tomorrow. Pretty much it, really. Fucking boring weekend, man. Nice, lazy weekend. Sometimes, though, you need those sort of weekends, to be honest. Del, my brother. Fury to fight Sergio Garcia. I'll be checking in on those fight odds. Are you serious, Unrivaled? Sebastian Pandora versus Sergio Garcia. Are you serious? It's a great fight. I think Sergio beats him, to be honest. Obviously, Fandora has that size advantage, but Sergio's a much better boxer. Yeah, I see it on Boxing Scene. Fandora versus Garcia, agreement reached. That's a great fight, man. That's a very interesting fight. Yeah, man, big up to Mark for letting me know. That's a great fucking fight. Going to be shown on Fox TV. Date to be announced. I like that fight. I'll tell you what, I'm leaning towards Sergio Garcia. That's a massive step up. Yeah, that's a great fight, Mark. That's a great fight. Man, I'll be doing a prediction video on that fight. That's going to be great. That's made my Boxing Day, man. That's sick, man. That's a great fight. I'm glad to see Sergio Garcia get a big fight. He's been kind of, since that Ted Cheeseman win, he's not really had that sort of fight of any notoriety, which he deserves. That's a great fight. Yeah, I saw this as well, actually, Cop End. I saw on Inside Fighting on Twitter earlier, they claimed that Bubu Andrade's in talks to fight Eubank. If true, who would you favour? I'd favour Andrade, but I think Eubank gives him a hard night. Similar to Liam Williams, in a sense. A similar-ish fight, but I'd favour Andrade. However, as we get closer, I might change my mind. But I like the fight. I like the fight. Big up to Celtic Crusader. And hi to everyone. Big up to you, sir. I've not seen you here before, Celtic Crusader. So welcome, man. Welcome. Yeah, I saw this as well, man. Madrimov versus Sorrow. Looking likely. 154 putting in work. Yep. And we've got Charlo Castano. 154 right now. Looking great. Absolutely great at 154. See, people shit on that division way too much, in my opinion. I've heard people complain and say, oh, all of these guys beat each other. There's not one elite guy in that division. If all of these guys are beating each other, yeah, potentially it may mean there's not a truly like an elite level fighter there, but that means it's entertaining, it's competitive. 154 is a good division, man. Hi Coogan, your legs are deformed. Yeah, I said that on Ty and Booth's Twitter. I got him to break character. He's like, why would somebody pay to say that? But big up G-Man. And by the way, lads, check out G-Man Boxing, really, really good channel. And also Unrivaled Boxing Talk, another real good channel. I like the new video format, Unrivaled. I really like that sort of content, like multiple stories in one video. Lovejoy's body looks wonky. His face and neck should be fat as fuck. Yeah, he's got a real odd body shape, Christopher Lovejoy. The state of him. He was like 300 and something pounds, man. My man's out here looking like fucking Professor Clump. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's a great division, Mark. It's a great division. Who do you think the best prospect? Sorry, who do you think is the best prospect, Findora or Madrimov? Obviously, Madrimov, in my opinion at least, is far more skilled, far more upside in terms of his pure skill set and natural talent. But you can't rule out the sheer size and physicality of Findora. But I would say Madrimov, to be honest. The promotion of Taylor versus Ramirez is very poor. Indeed, it is. Yeah, in the UK, it's on Fight TV. Not even a mainstream TV channel are picking up this fight in the UK, which is it's such a shame. Like even a Channel 5 picking up this fight would have been great, but yeah, no major TV deal in the UK. It's on Fight TV, pay-per-view, £12.95. I'm not a pay-per-view guy, as I've said numerous times. I'm tight as fuck, but I'll actually buy that fight. I'll support that fight. It's a great fight. Yeah, big up to G-Man and Unrivaled. Yeah, salute. Great channels, man. Anybody see the Char Lovejoy weigh-in? Char beats him inside 3 rounds. I saw the weigh-in AA, and I saw some of the footage from one of his fights earlier today. He looks absolutely awful. Lovejoy looks like a plastic bag full of melted ice cream. He's got an odd-shaped body, man. Lovejoy posted training videos to come in 70 pounds heavier than his last fight. The anticipation is real. Man, it's hilarious, G-Man. It's hilarious. Big up Levi Khan, straight out of NYC. Dropping by to support the channel. Big up to Levi Khan. G-Man, the 3 times Lovejoy has trained in the last 3 years, he's filmed the whole 6 minutes. I don't believe Lovejoy gained 70 pounds. I believe he's always this weight, and he's never done a weigh-in. Fake weights on BoxRec. Yeah, you could be right, Unrivaled. You could be right. But he's made himself look like a fucking idiot. Char beats Lovejoy inside the distance, guaranteed, yeah. Manuel Char at the weigh-in was looking like a fucking G, man. He was wearing some funny hair. Looked like a G. You see Sky putting Mayweather versus Paul on pay-per-view. They won't pick up Taylor versus Ramirez. Adam Smith is a joke, bigging up this fight. Yeah, Adam Smith's a clown. He's just a corporate shill at the end of the day. It is what it is. I'm not surprised. Lovejoy was in prison 2 years ago, weighed 400 pounds. He's stealing money. Yeah. Yeah, big up to Triple J. Yeah, this could be one of Christopher Lovejoy's elaborate scams. Pretend to be a boxer and get a fucking decent payday against Manuel Char. Could be one of his elaborate scams. Like Mark said, man, this guy's never been in a real fight. Never had an amateur fight. He's never been in the real fight. Yeah, he made Dave Allen... Listen, Christopher Lovejoy made Dave Allen look fucking svelte. Even the coconut version of Fury beats Lovejoy. 100%, man. 100%. Fucking John Fury probably has a chance against Chris Lovejoy. Bro, didn't Inoue have the same injury as Billy, and yet Inoue knocked Daenerys out? Well, he didn't knock out Daenerys, but he beat him convincingly. And yeah, he also had a fractured orbital bone, Inoue. And bear in mind, Inoue sustained that injury in the third or fourth round of their fight, and he went through the full 12 rounds, and he beat Daenerys comfortably. And bear in mind as well, Daenerys, one of the biggest punchers in those weight classes in the last 20 years or so. Who should Usyk fight, Joyce or Hrgovic? Quite frankly, Danilo, I could not care less. Both are great fights. Give me either one of those. Honestly, great fights. Best 168 prospect, Melikuziev, Morel, or somebody else. I would say Melikuziev, Celtic Crusader, but I do like David Morel. I like David Morel's style. He's got a bit of swagger about him. Nice hand speed, good punch placement, nice combinations. He's not the typical Cuban fighter, David Morel. But I like both guys, but I think Melikuziev's got a higher ceiling, to tell you the truth. Char's a German boxer on steroids. Lovejoy, a Compton hood dude with a rap sheet longer than Char's box rec. Basically. Yeah, elaborate scam is a great way to phrase Lovejoy's whole boxing career. Lovejoy would have made Dave Allen look like a mixture of Fury and Wilder. Yeah, he'd have made Dave Allen look like fucking Joe Fraser. John Fury would beat Lovejoy, guarantee. Yeah, exactly, Mad Chad. Hit the fucking like, man. Smash the like on a Friday evening. It's free, man. Smash the like. I've seen her. I have seen a picture of her on Boxing Scene. She looks like just average to me. Average. The way Dubois was treated was bad, and no apology or anything from IFL TV. Yeah, indeed, man. They couldn't wait to stick the boot in with Daniel Dubois, despite him actually going through multiple rounds with that injury. Dubois started to get that bad eye in round 4, and he went through to the 10th round, whatever it was. He fought on the best he could. He took a knee. He quit. I don't hold it against him, quite frankly. But you know, we all saw the media reaction to Dubois. Compare that to the media reaction to Billy Joe Saunders. It's a PR campaign. All of these channels are involved. They're all, you know, backing the narrative that Billy Joe didn't pull out, he didn't quit, and that he was pulled out by his corner. When Mark Tibbs on the night said that Billy didn't give me the signs for me to send him out, paraphrasing, and then 3 days later, Ben Davison says it was his choice to pull the fight. When Mark Tibbs said on the night of a fight, I stopped it because Billy didn't give me the signals. So who's lying? It's a messy fucking PR campaign that anybody with any common sense can see through, honestly. And yeah, if I was Daniel Dubois, I would tell fucking IFL to go fuck themselves, quite frankly. Yeah, Kazuta Ioka, man, testing positive for marijuana. There's nothing wrong with that, man. Big up to Kazuta Ioka, man, trying to steal his shine, those guys out there. Trying to steal his shine, they are. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of Sandy Ryan, tell you the truth. Yeah, Melikuziev, Silyagin, Morel, Audley Berlanga, facts. I can't disagree. Lovejoy weights on BoxRec aren't accurate. Ain't had no real fights. Only in boxing, man. It's not like a football club could talk their way online in a matchup with Bayern Munich. Indeed. Del's low-key thinking, if only Figueroa's sister was 200 pounds heavier, she'd be perfect. Oh dear. Yeah, exactly, Celtic Crusader, man. Smash the like. Don't be tight, man. It's a Friday evening. Everyone's in a good mood. Never seen Lovejoy fight, have you? I've seen like a 2-minute clip on YouTube at BG London. There is a clip on YouTube floating around, and he looks terrible. Thoughts on Kisniak smashing through the tournament a couple of months ago? He needs to go pro ASAP. Definitely a contender to knock out Canelo. Yeah, those are big words, man. But at the end, he's 25, 26 years old. He's got the ideal pro style. I think Kisniak is made for the professional ranks. I really do. Hopefully we find out after the Olympics, providing they go ahead. If they don't go ahead, he needs to turn pro. Regardless, after the Olympics, he needs to go pro. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree. He's my favourite amateur, put it that way. For some reason, Matchroom want Parker for a multi-fight deal, including a Chisora rematch. Terribly dull. Yeah, I'd rather see Parker fight Hrgovic, to tell you the truth, J-Dav. I'd rather see Parker fight Hrgovic. And listen, man, if they do that Chisora rematch, I've got no problem with it as long as it's not another pay-per-view headliner. If that fight's like on the Fury Joshua undercard, no problem. But that can't fucking take up another pay-per-view. Lovejoy doesn't have a gas tank to see 12 rounds. Might be a retirement, but has to be convincing enough for him to get paid. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, indeed, yeah. Kisniak's a good fighter. Lovejoy claiming he was a 60s crip. Bet he took multiple beatings. Yeah, pick me check up and ride off into the sunset. Yeah, I didn't get the response I wanted from Billy. Those are his exact words. And all of these interviews after the fight, right after the fight, all of these interviews are gone now. The one from IFL, Seconds Out, Behind the Gloves, all of these interviews have been taken down. So it's a combined effort to, basically launch a PR campaign in favour of Billy Joe Saunders. All of these channels are involved, coercing with each other, and obviously they're in the pocket of somebody. We know who. Cough, cough, MTK, cough, cough, Daniel Kinahan. August 14th, Showtime, John Rio Casemiro versus Guillermo Rigondeaux, 12 rounds for Casemiro's WBO title. Great fight. Rigondeaux might get knocked out, in my opinion. He's been standing more. Yeah, that's how I see it, Jazz. I really like the fight. And like you mentioned in regards to Rigondeaux's feet, they've slowed down a lot. He's a lot more flat-footed now, doesn't move as much. He sits in the pocket. And against Casemiro, that could be a recipe for disaster because Casemiro is just going to come forwards, swarm all over Rigondeaux, throw a lot of punches, and he could overwhelm Rigondeaux. But one thing Rigondeaux still has is timing and power in that straight left hand. So he needs to basically land that perfect shot on Casemiro coming in. I think Rigondeaux's got a puncher's chance, and I wouldn't be shocked if he pulled it off. But I am favouring Casemiro to win the fight. I am favouring Casemiro. Why is anyone surprised by Billy Joe? He said what he would do. Yeah. Lovejoy never said he was rolling 60s, but he has a legit rap sheet that would terrify you for real. Yeah, I've not really looked into it, to be honest with you, Levi. Sure, he's a bad man. I'd love to see Fundora fight Austin Trout since they are both with PBC and he could get rounds. Yeah, that'd be a good step-up fight, but I love the idea of him fighting Sergio Garcia, to tell you the truth. Weed is serious over there, get blacklisted from industries, at least maybe even prison, yeah. Yeah, they're not as liberal as us over here when it comes to that sort of thing. Bit silly, Dubois fighting for the interim WBA title when interim isn't even needed. World Bullshit Association. I couldn't agree more, Celtic Crusader. I actually like the comeback opponent for Daniel Dubois. I think Bogdan Dinu is ideal for this current situation. I mean, you could argue that would be his best win, to be honest. So the comeback opponent is not the problem. It's the interim title, like you said. Yeah, Japan hate tattoos as well because of Yakuza. Richards versus De Carolis, what a shit fight. De Carolis is basically retired. Do you know what? De Carolis at his best was like a good high-level European fighter, like a high-level European level fighter. I don't think it's a terrible fight for Lerone Richards. I don't hate on it that much. Yeah, thank you, bro, BG London. Loved your Kugan Cassius failed damage control video. Great summary, mate. Yeah, it's just so... It's so blatant, man. It's so blatant. Lovejoy's fat and it's going to be funny. Christ. I'd be sad for him, Unrivaled. I'd be sad for him. But maybe I could make a video on the second channel if it happens. The tragic death of Christopher Lovejoy. Lerone Richards' girlfriend, some fat white bird, looks like Foster's mum. Fuck's sake. Yeah, I heard about that, BG London. I've not seen it yet, though. Hidden Ape VFX, big up to you, sir. Yeah, I see Recognize in the building, man. Big up to Recognize every single time. I think he's down there in Florida. Big up to Recognize. My man John Gonzalez out of Texas. Big up to John as well. Yeah, it's a shit fight, Levi, man. They are hiding something with Joshua Buatsi, in my opinion. The matchmakers know there's something not quite right there with Buatsi. He needs a lot more time. I think Bill's done. He can't live this down. Wouldn't be surprised if he eats himself to Lovejoy's size and retires. Yeah, I think Billy's done as well, bro. Even if he comes back, he's not going to be the same sort of guy. He's had too many spells of inactivity, going up and down in weight, never been dedicated. Now he's got this, well, alleged serious injury. If that's true, that's obviously going to be further damaging. Sorry. So I can't see Billy Joe doing much, even if he does come back. Yeah, you're right, Max. You are right. Yeah, Craig Richards right now is doing. Listen, he impressed me against Dimitri Bivol. Did a lot better than I expected. Yeah, Mrs. Figueroa. She's the only fucking Figueroa worth talking about. But yeah, big up to Recognize. Big up to Banter Swag as well. And John Gonzalez. So, this is what I'm thinking as well. Does the Ruiz versus Areola WBA Eliminator relate to the Dubois Dinu trinket? I've got no fucking idea, bro. There's so many fucking eliminators and champions in the WBA. I've got no fucking clue. At this rate, it's going to look like my fucking body count. Bodies for days, man. Yeah, I think Sergio's going to win that fight as well. Unrivaled. Yeah, Floyd versus Logan Paul on Sky Sports pay-per-view. Desperate times for Bean. I'm not surprised. Crazy. I'm not surprised whatsoever. This is a good one. How do you think Lyndon Arthur does against Joe Smith Jr.? Seems like a close-ish fight. 60-40 in Joe Smith's favour. Yeah, I think early on you'd probably see Lyndon Arthur outbox Joe Smith behind the jab, win the early rounds. But eventually I think Joe gets on top of him and takes him out. It'd be a decent fight, though. Yeah, exactly. At this rate, yeah. We need to use KO fucked by orbital bone in the predictions, yeah. I've seen Usyk gaining some weight over the past few months. How many pounds do you think would be ideal to make him a force in the heavyweight division? I think what I last saw, he was like 231. And honestly, I thought he looked pretty good at that weight. He looked more filled out, more healthy, more muscular. He looked quite good to me at about 231. I thought he looked real good, to be honest. So maybe this sort of weight's ideal for Usyk. He's not put on weight too quickly. He's gradually increased as he's been in the heavyweight division. I think he looks quite good. Just looks like a little natural increase each and every month kind of thing. Yeah. Lerone Richards' Matchroom debut was really boring. Another UK boxer who doesn't realise he's in the entertainment business. Yeah, I like Lerone Richards as a person, but you're right. Lovejoy versus Char is champion in recess versus challenger. The winner becomes regular champion. Instead of eliminating a belt with Char versus Bryan, they've added a regular champion and made Dubois the interim. Okay, so the Lovejoy Char winner is a regular champion, right? Is Trevor Bryan also still a regular champion? So will there be two regular champions? That's mad. Yeah, I've got MJ Akhmadaliev. I've got MJ Akhmadaliev number 1, Stephen Fulton number 2. That's how I have it. Maybe Nery number 3. Buatsi must have been pro since 2016 or so. Should be much further in his career at this point by now. Yeah, I agree. He's been so inactive, man, and the level of competition's actually got worse in this fight. So it makes you wonder. I swear I saw he was 231 in his last update. I'm sure he's 231. Eddie won the purse bids for Wardley versus Webb. I saw that, yeah, decent little fight. Not a bad fight. Della, you going to monetize the second channel? It's doing good now, mate. Yeah, I mean, I might do, but quite frankly, man, I don't think YouTube will allow that to be monetized, if I'm being honest. But maybe. I'll see how it goes. But it's crazy, bro. I've uploaded 2 fucking videos, and we are, what, something like 2,800 subs? Something like that? Which is fucking retarded, really, to be honest. It's absolutely crazy. It's something like that. 2,800. But yeah, it's crazy, honestly. That fucking 2 videos, and I've got fucking... At this rate, that other channel is going to be bigger than this one in a couple of days. Who knows, man? Fucking ridiculous. Yeah, I'll see that, Levi. Dempsey McKean's back in action. I don't really rate him, to be honest with you. I don't really rate him. Yeah, but Usyk at 230, would he be as effective given his style? I think so, man. The added weight doesn't look like forced to me. Like he's not ate a load of food to pile on weight or like, you know, overdone some fucking cycle and juice to the gills. He looks like, it looks pretty natural to me. I think he'll be fine. I mainly noticed the difference in his arms and shoulders in the last picture I saw. Regarding the difference between the media handling of the Dubois situation, I think there's a pretty clear difference there, to be honest. We all saw him take a knee, where with Billy Joe, there's a clear reason for controversy. Yeah, I think with Billy Joe, I think the main criticism isn't that he quit in the fight. It's what he said prior to that. You know, slating other fighters for doing the same thing, saying he'd do this, he'd do that. You got to carry me out. But when it came to it, that never happened. He did the same as the guys he was criticizing did. So that's why people are criticizing Billy Joe. If he never said that, yeah, you'd get the odd person here and there say he quit, but it wouldn't be this big story like it is now. WBA Super Champion Anthony Joshua, regular champion Trevor Bryan, interim champion Manuel Char. What a fast get it together. It's fucking ridiculous, man. I can't keep up. MTK can tell IFL to pull a video and seconds out and behind the gloves, scared of being kneecapped. Exactly, bro. That's the only thing I can think of. Why would all of these guys do it at the same time? Obviously, somebody's had a word with them and told them to take it down. Christopher Lovejoy reminds me of when Homer Simpson boxed and was told by Mo to picture himself winning. In his mind, Tatum suffered a freak heart attack. That's basically his only chance, bro. Should Joe Laws continue boxing local crackheads, or does he have any form of potential? He should, continue boxing crackheads. I'm not sure, Ian Ward, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. I saw him and I saw him and Frank Buglioni have a little back and forth on Twitter. So I think he's still active, Hosea Burton. Figueroa versus Nery is a decent scrap. I've got money on Nery. I agree. I've got Nery as well. No, I've not. I only know Dempsey McKean's on there, Hader. That's all I know. Basically, everyone's into crime more than boxing in regards to your second channel. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I need to do another video. I need to get something recorded this weekend at some point. I've got a topic in mind. It's going to be another video based on like true like media that was released in relation to the crime, I guess you would say. It's not going to be a cartel video though. It's going to be a war crime video in Eastern Europe. I won't give too much away. Yeah, boxing is very niche, Celtic Crusader. Very niche. Niche. Fuck's sake. Can't fucking speak. Dennis Rader / BTK murder of the Otero family was very fucked up. I know a bit about Dennis Rader, but not too much. Usyk's main strength is his movement and gas tank. Hopefully those aren't compromised. Yeah, 100%. But if he can keep that gas tank and movement at the same level where it's at right now and add a little bit of power, I think that's what he's obviously looking for. Okay, Hosea Burton's boxing Liam Conroy. Okay, cool. Jezreel Corrales back next weekend. Not heard of him for years, man. Christ. Big up Faust. Nice of you to drop by, bro. Big up to Faust. Yeah, indeed, James Nunn. Yeah, the media cover up is for real. MTK must have paid the Mirror for their latest. Supposedly, Billy begged to be let out for the 9th. It's bollocks. I know what I saw. Yeah, I saw him shake his head. You know, I saw Mark ask him questions in the corner. Then Billy shook his head. It looked like he wanted out. And again, I've got no problem with that. But he's, you know, what he said in the past is why he's getting criticised. Live by the sword, die by the sword, and all of that shit. Yeah, I've heard of that video, but I've not seen it. Yeah, the thing is, he could have taken the knee in the round. To give him credit, he fought through the whole rest of the round and actually didn't do terribly. Still managed to slip and slide quite a few shots. Yeah, he got himself through the round. That has to be said. But again, Will, I don't think it's the fact that he quit in the fight that he's getting criticised for. I don't think it's that. It's what he said in the past. And you can say, yeah, he didn't take the knee like Dubois did, but on the flip side, you can say Dubois fought for more rounds with his injury than Billy did. So it's one of those things. Yeah, Dmitry Kudryashov, Evgeny Romanov next Friday, big Russian fight. Yep, I've got Romanov knocking him out. Yeah, I think O'Hara Davis is kind of milking that one now. G-Man, that meme is kind of dead right now. To tell you the truth. Pound for pound hardest champions, top 3, Beterbiev, Inoue, Gervonta. Yeah, Beterbiev is definitely up there. Naoya Inoue is definitely up there. I think Gervonta's in with a shout. Obviously, Golovkin's still knocking about. I'll definitely be sold on Beterbiev and Inoue, but the third one, not entirely sure, to be honest. I might say Golovkin. Dell is really nursing a grudge with Billy Joe Saunders. Must have been some feud over bad tarmacking. Zarafa will get blown out by Tim Zhu. I hope Zhu will beat Karbanov. Yeah. I think Zarafa goes some rounds, Brandon. I think he'll go some rounds, but I think he'll get beat in the end, get knocked out in the mid to late rounds. Yeah, Mark Tibbs' interview on Behind the Gloves is also deleted. Quote, I was a little disappointed. Now, not disappointed. You got to do what you got to do. Fight another day. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, apparently Julio Cesar Martinez will fight on June 26th in Mexico, promoted by Matchroom and Canelo. Yeah, I heard about this. I've heard the opponent isn't anything special, but I've not really looked into it. But Julio Cesar Martinez, one of my favorite fighters in the sport. I love his style of fighting. He's got a great style. He fights like he snorted a fat line of coke. He's got energy for days, man. So aggressive. Yeah, BTK is one of the first serial killers I researched. Very interesting case study. Arrested people in relation to the murder he did and made an anonymous call telling the cops they got the wrong guys. Yeah, the guy was fucking insane, man. He enjoyed the thrill of a chase, no doubt about it. Like mocking the police and whatnot. It wasn't just the kill he enjoyed. He enjoyed the whole thrill of a chase as well. Christ, 2K21, AJ versus Fury. Light heavyweight, I would imagine. Android spot. I'd imagine light heavyweight for Callum Smith. I can't see him making 168 anymore. Yeah, I'd say light heavyweight. I think him and Gilberto Ramirez, that'd be a good fight. I don't even care about whether or not he quit. The story now is that the management tried to change the narrative. It's like WWF makes the boxers look bad. I agree. How do you think Dubois will do with Shane as his trainer? Hang on, has Dubois gone to Shane McGuigan? Or do you mean, like, do I think it's a good fit? But yeah, I think Dubois. Oh yeah, he's okay. Daniel Dubois is now working with Shane McGuigan, parting ways from Mark Tibbs before their first fight together. Okay, that's an interesting one. Shane McGuigan and Daniel Dubois. Shane, I do like Shane as a trainer. I think he's done very well as a young trainer so far in his career. Doesn't really have too much experience with heavyweights. Only real time was with David Haye. Didn't go too well, but yeah, I don't mind that move, to tell you the truth. I don't mind that move. I think it's a solid move for Dubois. That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a decent little move there. He's got some good sparring already in Lawrence Okole. That'd be a good move. Yeah, I think she was just being dramatic. Have you seen? Yeah, Mark was saying this earlier. Geo Park, Fundora versus Sergio Garcia have agreed to fight. Who do you reckon wins? I've got Sergio Garcia. I think Sergio is going to beat him, probably on points, maybe a late stoppage. Yes, salute to Big Boys Boxing. By the way, Big Boys Boxing has a channel, so check him out, man. Real good channel. Mainly covers for heavyweights, hence the name of the channel, Big Boys Boxing. Yeah, but I think it's a good move. Okay, so the WBA has 4 champions plus a champion in recess. So AJ Super Champion, Brian's regular champion, Hellenius is gold champion, then the interim title, which Dubois is fighting for, with Char being the one in recess. Absolute mess. I think so, George C. Yeah, big up Del, he says, and all of a chat. Has Romanov wasted his pro career? Undefeated and largely untested at 35. Yeah, I think so, George C. First and foremost, he's not a big heavyweight anyway, so I think he would always struggle, but he turned pro really too late to really make an impact. Turned pro too late. I think Timsy will blow out Zarafa in 6 and Kurbanov in 8. Yeah, I'd agree with that, Big Boys Boxing. I'd agree. Yeah, exactly, Jim Jones. Too many Eastern Europeans tend to turn pro so late. It's a shame. Bivol did the right thing by turning pro at that time. I agree. Winner and method. Edwards versus Martinez. I think Edwards is going to give him some problems here and there, but Julio Cesar Martinez is no Mariti Matalane. Martinez is a lot more fresh, much quicker feet, greater punch output, better hand speed, more athletic, more explosive. I think Martinez catches up with him late stoppage, I would say. Yeah, I saw that, Hader. I saw that. Yeah, I saw it on Twitter as well. The first serial killer I looked into was Andre Chikatilo. He makes Dennis Nielsen look like a Boy Scout. Yeah, that guy was a fucking sicko, man. Are you going to do videos on things that have been alleged along with conspiracies or just officially documented things? To be honest with you, the man who belches, and again, I love that name, by the way, but to be honest with you, there's no real plan for the second channel. It's just going to be true crime, messed up sort of topics, that sort of thing. There's no like set formula or anything like that. Just we'll see where it goes, man. It's one of those things. We'll see where it goes. Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, he's only been with Tibbs for a few months, couple of months. Yeah, drop the girl Omira, what's her name? Omira Figueroa a like. Yeah, indeed. Smash the like, man. It's a Friday, man. You got to be feeling kind and generous. Drop me a like, man. Help me with those YouTube nerds down in Silicon Valley. Help me in the algorithm. Yeah, Dubois seems to be hopping from trainer to trainer, like how a cheating partner jumps from household to household. Jokes aside, I rate Shane as a trainer, so I think it's a good move. Yeah, I agree. I think it's a good move as well. Tibbs already had a heavyweight prospect, so Dubois had to go, in my opinion. Yeah, he had Johnny Fisher. Dell's jumped from the Michael Hunter hype train to the Billy Joe Saunders hate express. I'm taking a dump while I listen to the stream. I do the same thing, man. For all you know, I could be taking a shit right now. If you had to go with one of these, who would it be? Gemma Collins or Mandy Dingle? Who the fuck is Mandy Dingle? Let me have a look. I know who Gemma Collins is, and she's a fucking monstrosity. They're both fucking pigs. But I would favour Gemma Collins, man. I'd probably kill myself afterwards, to tell you the truth, but yeah, I think it's a decent move, Hader. Yeah, smash the like, just how you'd smash Omira, indeed. I think if Tibbs wanted more money, he said I think Tibbs wanted more money. He said in interviews that they had to sort something out before Tibbs worked with Dubois. Okay. Daniel Dubois chatting to Ebony Bridges. I'd pay to see that. Yeah, can you imagine, poor Daniel? Have you thought about doing videos on genocides for your second channel? Yeah, it's definitely that's a possibility, Faust. I mean, funny you say that. The next video I'm pretty much certain I'm making is based on a war crime from Dagestan. So yeah, definitely a possibility. Again, on the second channel, there's nothing set in stone. All I will say is it'll be more messed up content or weird content. That's what it's going to be. Oh man, by the way, big up to Truth Son, man, for the contribution. Coming in with $10, supporting the channel. Del Wagwan, hope it's all good. It's Friday, I'm being nice. Yes, man, it's a Friday. The working week is over for me at least. So I'm going to enjoy this weekend. I've got fuck all planned. I've got to get some shopping tomorrow. Going to get some takeaways in. Going to get some beers in. Enjoy the boxing. Going to have a good time, man, on my lonesome. Might even have a wank as well and treat myself. How about that? G-Man's been stalking Sandy Ryan on Instagram. Pass it on. Big up G-Man. Do you think Gilberto Ramirez has wasted his boxing career? Well, he's wasted a significant portion of it, Brandon. That much is for certain. And it's a shame because I actually like Gilberto Ramirez as a fighter. I think he's quite fun to watch. He's solid technically, tall, rangy southpaw. He's not a bad fighter, Gilberto Ramirez. But, yeah, I mean, he's wasted a lot of time. He's wasted a lot of time, and I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan of his Sullivan Barrera fight, to tell you the truth. I'm not a big fan of that fight. Towards the end of this year, he needs to fight a Bivol, a Beterbiev, a fucking somebody reasonable, Badu Jack, anybody like that. Dubois doesn't have long with Shane. Only a few weeks fighting on June 5th, yeah. You're not really going to see much in the first fight, but But yeah, big up again to Truth, son. Daniel would drop a Dubois on Bridges. Sandy Ryan has plenty of hair to pull. Let me have a look at Sandy Ryan. Let me have a look. I think I know who it is. Sandy Ryan. Nah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan at all. I'm not a fan. No, I've not seen. I've not seen the new one, BG London. Listen, tell you the truth, BG London. I actually didn't mind the first one. Tell you the truth, I didn't mind it. Yeah, G-Man's the Hugh Hefner of women's boxing. Facts. G-Man's in there making moves. Yeah, I'll watch the card, Haydar. I'm not, to be honest with you, there's not too much there that takes my fancy on that card, but I'll watch it. I'll watch it. Now, I think I do like the Lewis Nery fight. Lewis Nery versus Brandon Figueroa. That's a good fight. Yeah, that is messed up. The Rwandan genocide. Yeah, there's a lot of stories from that part of the world. Brutal, man. Horrible. But yeah, the next video more than likely is going to be like a war crime video anyway. Again, it's a video that's got some true disturbing media behind it. So that's what we're going to cover. More than likely. Then after that, maybe another cartel video. The problem is with cartel videos is like fucking, most of them are too fucking violent to even have a screen cap. Like you know what I mean? Like the last video I did, I got a screen cap from the video, which wasn't a violent part. But most of these cartel videos, you can't even find a screen cap, which isn't violent, to be honest. Good question, Del. 8 out of 10, or 5 out of 10s. Do you know what? If you said 5 6 out of 10s, I'd go 5 6 out of 10s. But 5, I'm going to go 1 8 out of 10. Interesting. IFL reporting Wilder leaves JD's finally. Good news, if that's true. Good news. I think that's good news, G-Man. I'll tell you what, I know it's trendy to be like negative about Wilder, and there's plenty of reason to be negative about Wilder in recent months, but I liked what I saw from the training footage of Wilder and Malik Scott. I know they're only snippets and necessarily doesn't mean it's going to translate into the ring, but I liked what he was working on those pad sessions with Malik Scott. Feinting, varying the jab from body to head. There was a lead hand control drill. He was moving his head in certain parts of the footage as well. I liked what I saw from Wilder, something different, trying to improve. Again, whether that means he can actually implement that in the ring, we'll see. It'll be hard for him to do so at this age, but at least he's now working on the right things. Daniel Dubois might turn to cascading ash chatting up a bird. Fuck's sake. But big up to G-Man and big up to Truth Son for the contributions. Yeah, Gilberto Ramirez, David Benavidez, always get those guys mixed up. Yeah, those guys were supposed to fight at one point in time. So Benavidez, this was a few years ago, he was actually going to leave PBC to join Top Rank and fight Ramirez when Ramirez was with Top Rank, but the PBC blocked it basically. So he could have had that fight. Both guys were up for it, but promoters got in the way. Lewis Nery minus 260. Yeah, he's definitely the favourite. Maybe it's a clickbait from IFL. JD's is still a co-manager, I think. Yeah. Yeah, because getting out of a managerial contract's a lot harder than changing trainer. So more than likely he'll still be managing Wilder, getting his cut. JD's has a face and noise of a man you can't trust. 100%, G-Man. 100%. Hopefully that news isn't true. Wilder needs Dees as his chief yoga trainer. He just can't do it without it. Yeah, I don't think I've seen Wilder throw a left hook to the body in my life, laugh out loud. I was impressed. He looked explosive and snappy with good punch variety, although pads is one thing. Exactly, Will. All I'm saying is I liked that Malik Scott was working on things that we've been calling for a long time. And really, that's all you can ask for at this stage. You know, whether Wilder can actually implement these techniques in the ring or not remains to be seen. But the fact it looks like he's working on these things is definitely a good sign. It's definitely a good sign. Even if he can't implement all of these skills, if he can implement a couple of things, he'll still be a better fighter for it. So we'll see. We'll see. Wilder knocks out Joshua always. Tyson is just incredibly awkward. You could be right, bro. Listen, if Wilder caught Joshua, he could definitely knock him out, no doubt. But I'd favour Joshua at this stage, tell you the truth. Is Caleb Plant any good? Not really seen much of him. Stephen, I would describe him as a style over substance boxer. He looks flashy, he looks quite decent at times, but I think a lot of it is more style than substance. I think that shoulder roll defense is going to get him in a lot of trouble, to be honest. He can actually move around a little bit, but he spends a lot of times standing flat-footed in that Philly shell where he invites on pressure and he'll get hit. I don't think he's got the reactions for that defense, to be honest. I don't think he's got the punch power, to keep you honest. I'm not really a big believer in Caleb Plant. He's a decent little boxer, tidy and whatnot, but I'm not a big fan of Caleb Plant. Yeah, JD's can still hold the pom-poms. No, I don't think he's got a hope in hell, Stephen. Wilder's god-awful. Is he pregnant yet? Listen, Wilder's a very flawed fighter, but I'm not going to say he's god-awful. Wilder signing up with a new twerk coach. Yeah, he's a massive dude, Faust. And he's actually quite well coordinated for a guy of his size, but I don't think his skill set is the best in the world. Does the basics well, combined with that size. He's definitely going to be a problem, but I can't really see him having like an elite level career or anything like that. What you eating tomorrow, Del? I'm not sure what I'm getting. I might just go with a fucking kebab, to be honest, a mixed kebab. I might go with that. Kebab's usually my go-to, to be honest. Problem is, around my area currently, there's not too many there's not too much variety when it comes to takeaway. Yeah, Fat Mick Hennessy back next week with Eggington versus Molina. Could be a decent fight. Hader. Eggington's always in pretty fun fights, so definitely worth watching. I agree, Mad Chad. I think Billy Joe at his best would beat Plant. I agree. Now, that's some great news. John Ryder versus David Morrell will be on the Tank undercard, according to Tony Sims. I like that fight, AA. I think it's a great test for David Morrell. It's a great opportunity for John Ryder. I love it. I like that fight. I like both guys, so let's get it. That's a good fight. Very good fight. Shit. Good question. Top 3 fights you want in boxing that aren't signed already, including Joshua Fury. I'm going Spence Crawford, Canelo Beterbiev, and maybe Loma Tank. Yeah, they're all good choices, by the way. I would say Beterbiev versus Bivol for one. I would say Spence Crawford and Golovkin versus Jamal Charlo. That's what I'd say. I agree, Paul. Saunders is a 2-weight world champion, yet still a big underachiever for me. I agree. I totally agree. Yeah, the WBA thing is confusing. Super regular, interim. Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous, Hader. I can't listen. I'm a hardcore boxing fan, and I struggle to follow it. Tell you the truth. So let alone a casual fan. Imagine a casual fan sees the WBA situation at heavyweight. They're not gonna. They don't know what to make of it. I barely do, to be honest. Yeah, I actually think Saunders might be the second best super middleweight in the world. Think I'd pick him to beat Plant and maybe even Benavidez. Definitely pick him to beat Smith. I think he would beat Plant. Not sure about Smith, and I'll be honest, I pick Benavidez to beat Billy Joe. I don't think Billy Joe's got the size to keep Benavidez at bay, all the power. And down the stretch, Billy Joe gasses out. He does gas out. So I think Benavidez gets on top of him after losing some early rounds and beats him up late on. I'd say Benavidez. I'd say Benavidez beats Billy Joe. But I think he'll beat Plant. Big up to Carlos Mendoza. Salute to Carlos. Callum Smith. Yeah, big up Dell. Hope your evening is chilled. I'm looking forward to the undisputed Taylor Ramirez. Indeed, man. I was saying earlier, well, I think it was day before yesterday, maybe. That fight, pound for pound, seems to have no hype whatsoever. It's crazy. It's crazy. Undisputed fight involving a British fighter. There's no hype whatsoever. I was saying the other day, I don't think Josh Taylor is as big a name as Ted Cheeseman or Anthony Fowler in the UK. That's fucking criminal. That really is criminal. Do any other governing bodies have this type of thing, excluding the WBA? The WBC can be pretty bad, as we know. They like their interim champions, and they make these random custom belts, like the Mestizo belt. They've the franchise champion, of course, which is bullshit. Bridgerweight. WBC are second worst, in my opinion. Hay versus Fury in 2013, when it was meant to happen, I was convinced Tyson was getting iced. I'm not going to lie, Paul. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I knew Tyson would have won that fight and he was going to go on to be a great fighter. I'm in the same boat as you. I was picking David Hay back then to knock out Tyson Fury. What's going on with Golovkin? I've heard nothing about him. Is he recovering from an injury or lining up a fight or something? Well, apparently they're working on a fight with Murata on New Year's Eve. So that's a unification fight. Murata has the WBA title. And basically in the summer, apparently they're working on Gennady Golovkin versus Esquiva Falcao. So Falcao was a Brazilian, well, he's a Brazilian fighter, like 26-0, something like that. Silver medalist at the Olympics. So yeah, apparently they're looking at Falcao in the summer and a unification fight with Murata in December. Yeah, similar mould, BG London. Similar. Although I think Kell Brook was more naturally talented, personally. Ryan Garcia back in the gym, pure ducking from Ryan. Yeah, I was saying this as well, man. Listen, if Ryan comes back here and fights Rolly Romero in July or August, I'm counting that as a duck, man. Rolly Romero fucking sucks. Can we be honest about it? Rolly Romero is not great at all. Fortuna would beat fucking Romero up. Let's have it right. So yeah, Ian, in the UK, Taylor Ramirez is on Fight TV. That's like an internet site. It's pay-per-view, £12. So yeah, it's not on a mainstream TV channel. Don't know why, but I'm actually loving the Buatsi card. The main 3 European title fights, Dalton Smith in an English title fight, new female fighter, and new heavyweight debuting. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Dalton Smith, Will Stokes. I think he's a good prospect. Lee Appleyard is a good domestic fight, well, good English level fighter. That's a decent fight for him. I don't mind the Lerone Richards fight. I think that's a decent fight. But apart from that, not really sure, to be honest. Who had a better career, Groves or DeGale? Who had a better career, Groves or DeGale? That's a hard one, you know. That's a real hard one. So Groves obviously beat Chudinov, DeGale himself, Eubank Jr. obviously, whereas DeGale beat Butte, Durrell, drew with Badu Jack, got a gift. I'd say George Groves. To be honest. Tough one, though. Ryan Garcia versus his Demons will be on DAZN August time for the WBC interim, and they're making the WBC Soul Belt for it. Christ. I've got no clue, bro. Honestly, the man who belches, I think the interim makes you mandatory for the regular after some amount of time. Regular is supposed to be called as mandatory for super eventually, but that rarely happens. I've got no fucking clue, bro. Honestly, no fucking clue. Ajagba now top 10 in the WBC. What would you do with him next? FA Ajagba. Who would I have FA in there with? He's what, like 15-0 now, 14-0? Something like that. Maybe a Christian Hammer, a Marius Wack. Guys who can go rounds, someone like that, maybe. Yeah, the second channel is going well, Carlos, man. It's crazy. It's madness. Listen, 2 videos uploaded, yeah? The fucking channel could be bigger than this one soon. It's madness. It's madness. Crazy. Crazy shit, man. That second video's got like 70,000 views, man. I couldn't believe it. Fucking insane. Insane in the membrane. Couldn't believe it. It's kind of overwhelming, I'm not going to lie, yeah. When you start a fucking channel, you don't really expect much. Yeah, exactly. Just to think Taylor would have fought 2 of the top 3 fighters at that weight in his last 3 fights. Crazy, man. Queen Rye came back from vacation the moment Jojo Diaz and Fortuna agrees on a fight. That's how it looks, official. That's how it looks. That's how it looks. I think he'll get to British level, Hader. I think he'll be a good British level fighter. Pound for pound, thinks James DeGale had a better career than Groves. I think they're very comparable, to tell you the truth, pound for pound. But I'd lean towards Groves. To be honest. But there's not much in it. I'm not going to call you crazy if you say DeGale. I'm not going to say you're crazy. Boatsi better prove on his defense. I clocked that he's always open to the right hand ever since the last fight he had where he went in the distance. Yeah. No, he stopped Kalic, but yeah, you're right. Oh, you mean, yeah, since the last fight he had when he went the distance. I know what you're saying, yeah. Thing is, with Boatsi, he is good offensively. He puts his shots together really well. But when he opens up to throw combinations, he's very square on and he's kind of wide with his shots at times. And he's definitely open for straight punches. We saw that against Kalic. If Kalic could punch, Boatsi would have been in trouble. He'd have been in trouble. And I do think they need to take their time with Boatsi. They're saying about Bivol in a couple of fights' time. I'd leave that, man. Just let this kid develop. Let him develop. Let's get this fight out of the way this weekend, which basically is a walkover. After that, then Craig Richards. I think that'll be a good fight for him. And after Craig Richards, maybe Shabransky, Isaac Chilemba. And after that, someone like Maxim Vlasov. That's how I would move him personally. Ever score a fight live one way, then upon rewatching it, you score it completely different. I had Brooke beating Porter wide on the night, then I watched it again and had it pretty even. Yeah, there's been a few fights like that. No doubt. And I agree, by the way. I thought Brooke Porter was actually a very close fight. Richard Comey would also do a demolition job on Rolly Romero. Never understood the hype around Rolly at all. He's very flat, not coordinated, and just raw aggression. Yeah, I agree. Yes, big up Ian every single time, man. One of the regulars. This card and the rumours of Lewis Ritson headlining in June. And then Sky and Herner finished. Thank God, yeah. Thank God indeed. Del, I'm impressed with you keeping up with the chat today. I'm doing a good job, bro. I'm doing a good job, man. I feel quite it's been a good week, man. It's been a pretty good week. And now the weekend's here. So I'm doing good, man. I'm doing rather fucking good. I think Usyk, this is my theory, Stephen. I think Usyk is just waiting on the Fury Joshua fight to be finalised. I think once that's set in stone, I think then we'll see an announcement about Usyk and Joyce. That's what I think is going to happen. Yes, Ajagba versus Caballel, great fight. Wanted to see it for a while. Easy to make, both being with Top Rank. Yeah, that's a great fight. That's a great shout. Yeah, Ajagba versus Hellenius, another great fight. Yeah, man. Now, this is the pertinent question, and arguably the best question of the night. James DeGale's sister or Brandon Figueroa's? I think James DeGale's sister is more of like more somebody I'd want to be with for a long period of time, whereas Figueroa's sister is more like a quick fling kind of affair. So I might go James DeGale's sister, you know. I might go James DeGale's sister. That's a tough choice, man. It's a tough choice. So I'm going to go DeGale's sister. Fuck it. And that's exactly what I'd do. Don't understand the hate towards Ryan. Mental health is a serious thing, and boxing is a hard sport. And COVID's only aggravating mental health. Taking time off is definitely the best thing. Again, though, it's timing, man. The problem is, though, I hear you, yeah, and it's definitely a real issue and it's definitely a real thing, but it's one of those topics where if you say it, yeah, if you say you're suffering with mental health issues, nobody can question it, and it can be a convenient out for anybody in life or even a boxer to get out of a certain fight. It's a convenient way out. And again, I'm not saying that's the case, but given the timings, as soon as Fortuna gets his fight scheduled, Ryan's back on the mend. It looks a bit weird, man. It looks a bit weird to me. But who knows, man? Maybe Ryan was going through something, but I'm not convinced personally. I'm not convinced. Yeah, Caballel's fighting Kevin Johnson soon. Caballel's wasted. Yeah, he's done nothing since Chisora. Nothing since Chisora. Yeah, exactly, Will, man. Yeah. Caballel had a one-way ticket to the top 15 after beating Del Boy. Since then, he's toiled away, achieving nothing. Indeed, man. Yeah, get the likes up, man, for the dweebs down at YouTube. 100%. The nerds down at Silicon Valley. They're watching us right now, man. Smash the like. Let's show these guys, man. Yeah, McGuigan's got a good stable. Okoli, Billum Smith, Dubois, Campbell, Fowler. Yeah, he's got a good stable. And I think Dubois, I think that's a good move for him. I really do, Haydar. I think it's a good move. I lean towards Groves because even though I thought he was on the decline, he still managed to get to the final of the World Boxing Super Series. I rate George Groves, always vulnerable, but a very gutsy guy and a crowd pleaser. I think that's a fair way to put it. I was always more of a fan of DeGale than a lot of people were, to tell you the truth, because I met James DeGale way back in 2012 in Magaluf. And he was a sound guy when I met him. So I've always liked James DeGale, to be honest. But I will say George Groves had a slightly better career. Will Mark in 258 get any fighters on the undercard? Campbell Hatton will end up co-maining event in a 4-rounder. Probably, yeah. They probably will, AA. More than likely. Oh, Chris Eubank Jr. He's too seasoned for a Felix Cash right now. I think the ideal thing for Felix Cash is a European title. Only just noticed the other day that Groves has a bigger following on social media than Froch. Kind of interesting as he achieved quite a bit less at the elite level. Yeah, I'm surprised by that as well. But yeah, Carl Froch isn't really like, he's not really that active on social media. Not really. Maybe it's that. Yeah, if you don't fight on Matchroom or Queensberry cards, you aren't going to get known in the UK. Exactly. That's the thing. See, G-Man says Figueroa sister. I see what. Listen, man. I'm not going to call you crazy, man. I mean, at the end of the day, I'll be happy with either one, quite frankly. But I think James DeGale's sister has more staying power. To be honest with you, that's my thing. It's like a post-fight review, Anthony. It's like a post-fight review. But I lean towards. I do lean towards DeGale's sister. I'm not surprised your second channel's blowing up. You've got a golden Brit voice, smooth, chill, easy to listen to, compared to 42, weird and kind of robotic. The voice is everything. Yeah, it's one of those things, Tom. See, some people hate my voice because when I do videos, I do sound so fucking monotoned. But I choose to do those videos in that way because British people aren't always the most easy to understand for foreign listeners. So I try to slow it down on videos. And sometimes, yeah, I sound like proper monotoned and shit like that. I'm just not one of those guys who can go, hey guys, Doughboy here. I'm not one of those guys who can overly inflate my voice and act all happy and enthusiastic kind of thing. But some people like it, some people don't. One of those things. But I do appreciate the compliment. See, on the live streams, I'm more like just hair down, kind of speak how I usually speak. But on the videos, I try and slow it down. And obviously on the second channel, you know, it's kind of key to put a bit of you know, dourness into it, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, Ryan Garcia's mental health issues are self-inflicted, massive attention seeker on social media, obsessed with followers. Yeah, obsessed with numbers. Verona is the new... And it's funny you say that, crazy. I think we all get into that mindset, to be honest, sometimes with social media. Like even me with that new fucking channel, like I couldn't believe it when the subs kept on going up. I couldn't believe it. And listen, it is a bit of a kick. I'm not going to lie to you. And I can see how people fall into that trap. Yeah, Verona thing is the new sports excuse. Any underperforming star. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's Verona. Yeah, exactly. Favorite boxing book you've read? Haydar, man, you're showing me up, man. I'm not a well-read individual. I'm not a well-read individual. I don't really read boxing books, to tell you the truth. I don't really read them. I like boxing documentaries, but I'm not a fan of hard paper books. I don't know why, but I've got a very strange feeling Canelo will fight Makabu at cruiserweight in December. Can you imagine? I've got to read this comment, man. I've just seen it. I sound like a depressed autistic if a shoe fits. Fuck's sake. See, Mark can say that. Mark can say that. Oh, dear. Should do a video on that Chinese guy who beheaded some poor soul on a Greyhound bus in Canada. He since got released from the loony bin. Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, he basically hacked the guy up, man. That's crazy. And didn't he start eating him or some shit like that? Yeah, I know the story you're talking about. That's messed up, bro. That's messed up. It's crazy. Nothing against Ryan Garcia, but I hope he deals with his mental health issues before fighting the top guys, because there are very small margins for errors mentally when you're facing the best. Yeah, exactly, Faust. Yeah, if it is true and he actually has issues, yeah, he needs to get that sorted. To be fair, got to be hard at Golden Boy post Canelo because of that. Ryan became their biggest draw overnight, and because of this, despite having achieved nothing yet, it's the pressure, in my opinion, not mental health. Could be right. I'd rather you do content like that. It'd be hilarious. You're going to pick me money up and go home. People hate my voice too because I sound angry and miserable. Apparently, even when I'm happy as fuck. Yeah, I'll get that a lot with my voice. Some people either really like it or fucking hate it. It's a weird one. Did top fives inspire your new channel? I can see some similarities. Not top fives. not top fives, but I do watch their channel. I do watch their channel, but I saw this channel called Plagued Moth, who done like does similar content to me basically. He done like a video called an iceberg video, where basically it was breaking down like loads of disturbing true media. So things like shit like snuff movies and shit like that, all of these fucked up things on the internet. And he done like an iceberg, like going through all the different things and whatnot. But yeah, that kind of inspired me to go the direction I did. Ryan has been open about his struggles with anxiety and depression for a long time. And I know from my own personal experience that this pandemic can really hit mental health hard. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Will. I know what you're saying. And the main man himself, Apology Man, drops by. You know who it is, and you know where I am. You might need to start fucking copyrighting that apology. Liking the second channel, you should watch 000. Think you would find it interesting. Better than Narcos, in my opinion, and more brutal. I'll watch it, man. I'll give it a watch. See, I like the whole cartel shit. I do like the whole cartel shit. Listen, man. Some of the stories coming out of Mexico are fucking crazy. Like, there's a guy. There's a couple of videos I want to do about certain topics linked with the new generation Jalisco cartel. I think they're led by Nemesio Cervantes, I think his name is. And that cartel are fucking brutal. Like, what they do to people. Like, if you get beheaded, it's a fucking your lucky day kind of thing. They are fucked up. This made me laugh, man. Yeah, Ryan Garth should be happy with his millions. Yeah, I certainly would be. Yes, big up to Minimax. Another great channel, by the way. Check out Minimax Boxing. Real good channel. Highly recommend it. Like I always say, man, at his age, he knows a lot more about boxing than I did at his age. Big up to Minimax. Real good channel. And Nordic Warrior as well. Another good channel. I knew the second channel would blow up as soon as I watched the first video. Many people like that sort of content, including me. Yeah. I was surprised, man. I ain't going to lie to you. I was fucking shocked. The only thing is, though, I've got to stay motivated and keep making videos. Like, obviously, I'm chuffed that the second video did really well, but I'm a lazy cunt. I'm not one of those guys who'll force videos for the sake of it. Like, boxing's my passion, right? I can make videos for days. There's so much to talk about. But for the second channel, I made a pact with myself. I'm going to do it when I want. I'll try and do a video a week, and that's really the only thing I'll stick to, kind of thing. But I'm trying to enjoy the second channel, kind of thing. Talk about something different. And yeah, it's going well, though. It's going well. But yeah, the next video should be out, I'd say, this week. Well, sorry, this weekend, I'd say. You should do a H Money intro. What's going on? It's your boy, Blue Collar Sports TV. Went to school today, had to wear a mask in the classroom, but I had my mask way off the whole time and the teacher didn't say shit. That's the way to be, man. Favorite documentary you've watched? 40 Days, 24/7, All Access. I loved 24/7. Hader. I loved 24/7. I really did. They were great, man. Maybe recency bias, but Richards beats Boazzi. Hits hard enough. Yeah, it'll be a good fight. I'd still lean towards Boazzi still, but it's a good fight. Never seen it. J9898. Never seen it. You could be right, man. You should have a gander at Robert Maudsley, the Brain Eater. Met him in 2015. Guy is strange. Never heard of him, bro. Never heard of him. Damn, you guys know some crazy conspiracies. I'm interested, though. I like that sort of shit, BG London, man. I love that sort of shit, honestly. I love it. I've always listened, man. I sound like a fucking psycho, but I've always had like a fascination with like violence from a young age. I kid you not. Sound like a serial killer, but even for as long as I can remember, you know, starting with shit like horror movies at like 5, 6 years old kind of thing. I've always had a fascination with violence. Like, everyone thought I was weird as a kid. I never used to watch cartoons. I was never into the things that kids are, you know, at that age. Listen, man, I was a fucking lunatic as a kid. Honestly, I was a fucking lunatic. So I'm yeah, proper weirdo probably. Something wrong with me more than likely. look at Nordic man going in. Yeah, exactly, JDav. Yeah, Al Capone would be an interesting guy to talk about. Yep. To tell you the truth, I don't really know too much about Al Capone. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, that was a weird case. That was a weird case, Carlos. See, I'd say she was like, maybe she was like a schizophrenic or something like that. Maybe wasn't on medication, like didn't take a medication, just went loopy and ended up the way she did. It's a weird story, but conceivably I can see like maybe she just went up there and went in that tank and drowned. I don't know, man. It's a weird one. Yeah, that's a fucked up story, Minimax. I know what you're talking about. Like 40 days of torture. That's fucked up. Yeah, salute to Max. Salute to G-Man as well. Big up to you guys. Yeah, George Groves piles on the pounds, gets Dell support. What's the convo about? Don't use sarcasm or try and be smart. Listen, man, we're going where it goes, man. Have you seen Cocaine Cowboys, the Colombian Godmother? Insane but interesting. Never heard of it, bro. Yeah, I need a piss bottle intro. That's a thing. That's a good idea, G-Man. I'll link it in the description for you, Will. 1 second, bro. Let me find it myself. Blah, 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 blah. Where are we at? Yeah, it's more. We covered disturbing content on the second channel, Will. So if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. But definitely check it out. Definitely check it out. Yeah, the people that murdered Furuta got very little punishment as they were believed to have ties with the Japanese Yakuza. Yeah, all of those guys are out of prison now. The North Hollywood shootout, 1997. Never heard of it. I was thinking of doing one on the Wonderland murders, Carlos. That's an interesting case. Thomas House's Ali biography was excellent. Touching the Void, best documentary ever, Old But Gold. No, I've never seen it. You sound like the Don't Fuck With Cat guy. Yeah, he's from the UK. He's kept inside a cell that's inside a glass box. He's been inside the box since 1983. Jesus Christ. Yeah, there are certain topics you're not allowed to talk about, like Biden's election fraud or Madeleine McCann. Yeah, certain topics YouTube won't let you touch, man. They'll fucking blacklist you, kind of thing. But I'm okay talking about some Mexican dude that gets his head cut off with a chainsaw. That's okay, according to YouTube. It's madness, isn't it? Absolute madness. You should check out Snowfall Dell. I think you would like it. I'll give it a look, man. J9898. I'll give it a look. Gasoline is $3.09 a gallon. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I've heard of a Jigsaw Killer, yeah. Yeah, I've seen it, Nordic. Yeah, good documentary. One of my favorite boxing documentaries, actually. Well, technically it was a movie, I guess, but it was essentially a documentary. Was the Klitschko one? I actually quite enjoyed that. I quite enjoyed the Klitschko one. That was interesting to me. That was interesting. Underrated promoters on the scene. My favorite underrated promoter is Al Siesta. I do like Al Siesta. He sounds like a genuine boxing fan when I hear him talk. Siesta. So I like Al Siesta, yeah. He's my favorite underrated promoter. Yeah, that 000 shows how the entire world world's cocaine trade works. It's about the Los Zetas cartel from Mexico and I can't even fucking say that, from Italy. Yeah, the Los Zetas are brutal. There's no doubt about it. But from the little research I've done in the last few weeks, like the new generation Jalisco cartel are like the most fucking brutal, man. They are fucking savages. Like straight up savages. I like The Godfather, J9898. Tell you the truth though, I like the second movie better. That's my favourite Godfather movie. So if I ranked them, the second one's my favourite, then the first one, then the third one. So everyone says the third one's a bad movie. I actually didn't mind the third one. It wasn't the greatest, but it was a decent movie. It was respectable for a third movie in a franchise. Oh no, I have heard of that. Yeah, I have heard of that, Carlos. So yeah, the 1997 North Hollywood shootout. Watch the video. Yeah, I've seen the video. Yeah, the bank robbers covered in body armor, and the cops couldn't kill them, so they had to break into a gun store to get assault rifles. Yeah, I have heard about that, and I have seen a couple of the videos. Crazy, isn't it? Some crazy stories out there, man. Crazy, crazy stories. It's crazy though. A lot of people are interested in that sort of thing. I think a lot of people have like a primitive like fascination with violence to some degree. Like even women, yeah. But that's what surprised me actually. Do you know when you can see subscribers, like who subscribed, or at least you can see at least some of them? And a lot of females subscribe to the second channel, which I found kind of interesting. But you see that with serial killers. How many serial killers get fucking groupies? You see that a lot, don't you? So I'm not surprised. I'm not really surprised, to be honest. It's definitely worth watching, Nordic. Definitely worth watching. Blue collar streams get more views than Mr. Biden streams, but they tell me he won the election. Oh dear, you cracked me up, Max. But yeah, that guy's a clown, man. Honestly. Have you seen the film Eyes Wide Shut, and do you know about the fate of the director Stanley Kubrick? I've never seen it. I know some of the conspiracies surrounding Stanley Kubrick, but I've never seen the movie. Never seen the movie. That's a movie I need to see though. Dell will take a bird. Dell will take a bird to the cinema to watch Saw on the first date. I wouldn't put it past myself, honestly. Yeah, same. Cinema's always an easy route, man. It's always a good shout. Best part of The Godfather Part 3 is when Vincent tells his girl to get out of bed and make him a drink. Yeah, Deontay Wilder walked to the ring against Fury in an Eyes Wide Shut outfit. A night with James DeGale's sister, but you would have to get vaccinated. I'll leave it, bruh. I'll leave it. Yeah, laugh out loud. Murder stuff is literally all my mum and sister watch. That and like trash Loki, lovey-dovey stuff. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Fight Club is great. Fight Club is great. It took me years to watch Fight Club. But eventually I did, I enjoyed it. Good shout. That's a good shout, Hader. Hrgovic versus Ajagba. Great fight. I'd watch it. I'd take Hrgovic though, but it'd be a good fight. Dal, you should first watch a couple of breakdowns of Eyes Wide Shut before watching the movie itself. If you don't, you'll get bored. Otherwise, you'll be amazed. Okay. I definitely need to watch it. I know roughly what it's about. I know roughly what it's about, but I've never seen it. Watched Blow the other night. Great movie. I've never heard of it, bro. See, I'm proper out of date with movies right now. I've not sat down and watched a movie for Christ, probably 3 or 4 months, I'd say. But yeah, I'll definitely put Eyes Wide Shut on my list. I need to see it. I know I need to see that movie. It sounds like it's up my street kind of thing. There you go. Boom. Okay. I've got like 1,000,001 tabs open. 1 second. Let me close that shit. Yeah, Reservoir Dogs. That's my favorite Tarantino movie. Max. That's my favorite Tarantino movie. I would say True Romance, but technically he wasn't the director of that movie. I think he was like a writer. But yeah, Reservoir Dogs is my favorite Tarantino movie. I love that film, man. Fucking love that film. I love the soundtrack in that movie as well, Max. They don't make movies like that anymore, man. Like Reservoir Dogs or Goodfellas or, you know, those sort of movies, man. They don't make them like that anymore. They really don't. It's a shame, man. Like movies these days are so fucking just commercial and there's always some like ulterior message behind it. Like cinema now is dead, honestly. It's absolutely dead, cinema. Same for me, Del. I've dedicated all of my free time to boxing. I haven't seen a movie in years. Yeah, I've never been that sort of guy who sits down and and like watches movies. If I'm in the mood, I'll watch a movie, but I've got to be in the mood. I can't. There's people I know who can watch a different movie every day, and listen, it's down to you know what you like, I guess. But I've got to be in the mood to watch a movie, and preferably with somebody. I like to watch a movie with somebody, to be honest, as well. Okay, Johnny Depp film. Okay, yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's madness, Will. It's madness, Will. Honestly, didn't expect that. Didn't expect that at all. Yeah, Nordic Warrior actually does movie reviews on his channel as well, not just boxing. He does movie reviews. So if you're a movie guy, check out some of Nordic's movie reviews. Definitely worth a look, man. Okay, Del, watch Blow. It's on Netflix. 10 out of 10. Pee Wee Herman's in it, for God's sake. Laugh out loud. Cool Hand Luke. I've never seen it, bro. I can't lie to you. I've never seen it. I'm a listen. When it comes to movies, I'm like a casual. I couldn't tell you, bro. Top 5 best actors in your opinion? Fuck. I couldn't really give you a list, to be honest. I couldn't really give you a list. I do like Al Pacino. I like Denzel Washington. All I can give you is like a basic generic list, honestly. Yeah, I'm not a big movie guy, Hader. Like I say, I've got to really be in the mood. How do you think Billy Joe's going to react to the footage of his dad being rushed by security? Do you think he'll still roll with fury? Interesting question, bro. Interesting question. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. They'll kiss and make up, man, more than likely. I personally wouldn't. I'll tell Tyson to fuck off, but yeah, I can't get into movies these days. They all pander for the Oscars and awards, etc. Yeah, and the Oscars and shit are dead anyway, man. Look at the viewing figures for the Oscars. Year on year, they keep on dropping. People are sick of getting preached to by multimillionaire celebrities on how to be a virtuous human being. People are sick and tired of it. People are sick and tired of that show, and those sort of shows in general. Yeah, again, TV series for me it has to hold my attention. I'm not a TV series guy. I'm really not. Yeah, 90s movies, 80s movies, 70s movies. I've got my go-tos. I've got my go-tos. So I'm a horror guy. I like gangster flicks, some action movies as well, and a few comedies here and there. They're my go-to sort of movies. So shit like Halloween, the original, The Thing, um, Goodfellas, Scarface, Carlito's Way, Die Hard. These sort of movies, man. They're my sort of movies. Actually, funny you say that, Max. I saw that in cinema. I actually quite enjoyed that. I find it mad how many adults like Marvel films but turn their nose up at boxing. Yeah, I've never been into Marvel. I saw one in the cinema on a date, and she was proper into it. I just couldn't. I just couldn't wrap my head around it. I couldn't wrap my head around it. But again, each to their own. Each to their own. Soon be 100K, I bet. Insane. How many channels can say they did that on their second video? Honestly, there's probably barely any at all. I think I just got lucky, bro. In all honesty, I think I just got lucky. The thumbnail kind of helped as well. Kind of like it's not a clickbait thumbnail, but it's an out there thumbnail. Put it that way. Memento's an excellent movie. One movie I saw recently I quite enjoyed was Dragged Across Concrete with Mel Gibson. That was a good movie. I enjoyed that. I've been binge watching Still Game lately, one of the most underrated shows of all time. The problem is, if you've never heard or lived in, sorry, if you've never lived in Glasgow, it's hard to understand the jokes. Screw all actors. Can't argue with that, bro. Never seen Donnie Brasco, believe it or not. Never seen it. Never seen it. Never seen Wedding Crashers either, man. Most of these movies you say, yeah, I guarantee I've never seen. The Office is still absolute gold, UK and US versions. Yeah, I like The Office, Will. I like The Office, both versions. I like both. Yeah, multi-millionaires with big cars and mansions telling you how to give up your possessions, basically. Yeah, Chainsaw Massacre, Hills of Eyes, all of that shit, man. All of that shit. And I actually quite liked the remakes for those movies. So the Texas Chainsaw remake, which came out like maybe 15 years ago, whenever it was, that was a really good remake. And the Hills of Eyes remake as well was sick. I love that movie. Halloween Kills and new Candyman trailers look good. Yeah, I like Candyman as well. Like the original, the first Candyman was a great movie. The sequels, not so much. Met Paulie in Las Vegas, good fellow, nice bloke. No, I never saw it, Duck. What was the result? Okay, so he got stopped because Kaznicki got stopped. Could have continued for sure, but I can't blame the ref for stopping the fight with Kaznicki turning his back like that, running to the corner all hurt. Okay, yeah, one of those ones. Yeah, I've seen the In-Betweeners, Bump of K. I've seen the In-Betweeners. I don't mind that. Funny thing about Still Game 2, the jokes and storylines, they would never be allowed today. When they brought it back a few years ago, it was so lame and PC, ended quickly, yeah. I'm a casual when it comes to football, Hader. I'm a super casual. I don't really support anyone these days, to be honest with you. So I'm kind of like a neutral. After the whole Super League thing, I've kind of binned off Man United. I don't feel like supporting them, to be honest, at this point, after everything that's happened. So I'm a casual when it comes to football. I watch the odd game here and there, and like World Cup and Euros, I'll definitely be interested. But I'm not a big football fan now. First round KO for Sislak. Surprised it's that early, to be honest, Duck. I hate the In-Betweeners, overrated trash. I didn't mind In-Betweeners for what it was. I didn't mind it. Goodfellas versus Godfather versus Scarface. I think Goodfellas is my favourite. I always go back to the first time I watched movies, yeah, and the first time I watched Goodfellas, I was blown away. I loved Goodfellas. Yeah, J-Dav, I agree. Modern cinema is either preachy social justice, signalling garbage, or superheroes, basically. So Kazhniki got hurt by a big right hand in round 1, and then turned his back running into the corner post with Zizlak chasing him. Then the ref stopped it. I liked your I liked your description. Yeah, I like the in-betweeners, but I think Little Britain's funnier. I'd never liked Little Britain. I could never get into football personally, not sure why. I used to love football as a kid, but as the years have gone on, as I've got older, I kind of drifted away from it, became a casual supporter of Man United. And the whole Super League thing recently has just really killed what I had left for football. So really, I'll probably watch the international games, like the World Cup and the Euros, but really that's about it now. Yeah, bus wankers. Yeah, Casino's a really good movie, Stephen. I've seen Casino, yeah. I've seen Casino. The ending to fucking Casino, man, brutal. Brutal. I never cringe at like violence in movies. But that death at the end of Casino, fuck man. That was gnarly. That was gnarly. Canelo fights a good theatre. Little Britain was the future. I was never a big fan of Little Britain. Good fight, Duck. Cieslak versus Briedis, if it happens. That's a good fight. Yeah, never been a big fan of football. Support certain teams, but that's that. Yeah, I've gone off football. Cieslak versus Briedis is a very good fight. Yeah, I like the fight as well, Unrivaled. It's a solid fight. I think Briedis wins, but Cieslak is definitely game in that fight. What's your favourite part in Basic Instinct? You know what my favourite part of Basic Instinct is. Will you be attending the protest tomorrow? What protest are you on about? I don't even know what you're on about, bro. Yeah, Casino is a great movie. I'll put it in the thingy for you. I'll put it in the chat for you, Ethan. There you go, bro. Can't you link your second channel to this one? I'm not sure what you mean, Duck, to tell you the truth. I'm not sure what you mean. I don't think so. Never seen it. I've never seen it, Jay. Never seen it. Yeah, football these days is just so commercialized. There's no like it's not what it was when I was growing up, put it that way. Freedom protest, Central London, 1 million turned out last time. I never knew that was even tomorrow, man. That's how suppressed it is. I never even knew, bro. We all paused that scene with Sharon Stone when we were younger, 100%. I've got Papin in the rematch. Makabu's due an Eastern European beating, surely. It's a great fight, man. The first fight was sick, Nordic. I really enjoyed the first fight. Really enjoyed it. The second fight's going to be a similar sort of fight. It's going to be back and forth. I'd lean towards Makabu again, but I really wouldn't be shocked either way in that fight. I wouldn't be shocked either way. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean, Duck. Yeah, I will do that at some point. It's a good shout. It's a good shout. I'll need to do that at some point. Look at Hagler coming over, getting called an N-word and beat up. Minter inside 3 rounds. My idol. These footballers today cry over Instagram comments. Exactly. See, Marvin Hagler got the job done no matter what the circumstances. And he handled his business. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I will do that. Yeah, I will do that. I will do that, yeah. Did you hear about Glasgow? Nicola Sturgeon organised an Antifa riot and then locked down the whole city. Never heard of it. Never heard of it, bro. See, these days, man, I totally ignore mainstream news. I totally ignore mainstream media. I don't watch any TV channels. My TV is not actually fucking tuned up to any channel. I don't pay for the TV license. I don't even fucking I don't bother with it anymore, man. It's just poison. It's poison for your mind, man, in my opinion. What do they call it? Television programming for a reason. I'm not gonna fucking pay any attention. A boy can dream, unrivaled. A boy can dream. I just think I just think I got lucky, man, with the start of it. I think it'll go back to normal soon. But it's a good start. It's a good start. I'd have definitely taken it, put it that way. I'm looking forward to Lovejoy versus Char tomorrow. Are you? Of course, man. Of course I'm looking forward to Lovejoy Char. We'll see where Lovejoy's at. Never seen either. JDav, never seen either. Again, I'm not a big series guy. Makabu looked off versus Duradola. I've never seen that fight, unrivaled. I've only seen the knockout, the stoppage. Papin by KO in the rematch. Makabu's ready for the taking. By the way, lads, thank you for going hard on the likes. By the way, man, big up to you guys. I see the likes on the stream. That's a great look, man. So big up to you guys. What's the other channel called? It's called Disturbed Reality. Disturbed Reality, where we cover fucked up shit and yeah, something a bit different. Something a bit different. Yeah, I remember the first fight as well. Papin had Makabu out on his feet in the last round, but dumb as fuck didn't realise it. Yeah, that was a great fight, man. Shame it was only a 10-rounder. Duck. The Scottish government are a bunch of terrorist-loving Satanists, so I'm against them having any power at all. Scarlett Johansson or the Wonder Woman actor Gal Gadot. Let me refresh. You know what Scarlett Johansson looks like, vaguely. Scarlett Johansson. Let's have a look at her. Or Gal Gadot. I look like a fucking spastic. I'd go Scarlett Johansson, to be honest with you. BG London. Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, me too, N. I won't believe Char Lovejoy happens until that bell rings. Hang on, was it a 12-rounder? Papin versus Makabu 1. I swear that was a fucking 10-rounder. Man, I'm going fucking crazy. I'm going fucking crazy. Are you sure, bro? My memory is fucking fading badly, man. My memory is getting bad. What's his name? Ilunga Makabu. I'm not doubting you, by the way. I'm just so fucking convinced it was a 10-rounder. Oh, I think you're right, you know. Because it's for a WBC silver title, according to BoxRec. So let me log into BoxRec. You're witnessing my mind fucking degenerate in front of you guys. Yeah, you're right, man. It's a 12-rounder. 12-rounder, yeah, you're right. Teller's getting old. Shot to bits. Shot to bits. But yeah, Papin versus Makabu, definitely a 12-rounder. Johansson's okay looking, but after I saw that movie Under the Skin, she makes my skin crawl to look at. Oh yeah, I know what movie you're talking about. I know what movie you're talking about. Scottish girls are decent, to be fair. I've never had one, bro. Never had one. It's on the old bucket list, bro. It's on the bucket list. But yeah, who you guys got this weekend, by the way? Lewis Nery or Figueroa? Not really seeing anybody pick old what's his chops, old Figueroa. Most people have got Lewis Nery in that fight. And I think rightly so. I know Lewis Nery's not been looking great recently, but I still think he's got enough for Brandon, to tell you the truth. I think he's got enough. There we go. Unrivaled's got a draw. I wouldn't be shocked at that. Bump of K's got Nery. JD80. I've done a video on my channel actually. But my official pick is Josh Taylor, competitive points win. Wouldn't be shocked to see a majority decision or even a split decision. But I've got Taylor on points in a close fight, hard fought fight. Carlos Mendoza's got Nery. Duck thinks it's going to be close decision for Nery. Crazy's got Nery KO by a body shot. So most of you guys are going Nery, apart from Mark. He's going draw. Mark is like forever the contrarian kind of thing. But sometimes that actually fucking worked out nicely with picks. But that is a fight I can see a draw, to be fair to Mark. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, these Mexicans are inspired at the moment. Facts, man. They're doing well. They're definitely doing well. I think Taylor's going to KO Ramirez. Ramirez has got a fucking good chin, though, man. He's got a real good chin. If he knocks out Ramirez, it'll be body shots. But I think that's going the distance. Fundora versus Sergio Garcia got announced today. What do you think about that? Yeah, Mark was saying at the start of the stream, actually, I'm made up for that fight. That's a great fight, bro. That's a really, really good fight. I favour Sergio Garcia in that fight. Naturally, he's a better boxer for me. Great volume as well with his work. But obviously, that size of Fundora is always going to be some sort of problem, and he hits pretty hard as well. So that's a great fight. That's a really good fight. Really, really good fight. But I favour Sergio Garcia. To be honest, Duck, when Mark said that, I was very surprised. Very surprised Fundora would take that sort of fight because Garcia is a real good fighter, but nobody knows who he is. It's a high risk, low reward type of fight because certain people out there, if Fundora beats Sergio Garcia, they're not going to give Fundora the credit he deserves because Sergio is a real good fighter. And if Fundora loses, he's going to get wrote off as a fucking hype job bum kind of thing. It's one of those fights, man. Yeah, Nery decision for me, but a draw's a good shout, actually. Yeah, I agree. Just saying why Wilder has got Malik Scott training him, but normally you'd pick somebody who's achieved a bit more than you, which Scott has not. Yes, it's a weird partnership, but I thought he looked okay on the pads. He was trying new things, so that's a good sign, I guess. That's how I was taking it. Fondora's a praying mantis. He looks like one, doesn't he? Yeah. Billy Joe will go missing for months and come back out with a video like Deontay. Could be right, bro. Australians are the ones, in my opinion. I mean, I wouldn't kick one out of bed, bro. I wouldn't kick one out of bed. Again, I'm Mr. International when it comes to women. I've not really got a type, to tell you the truth. I've not really got a type. Yeah, I'm shocked Fundora's taking that risk. Yeah, me too, bro. Very shocked. Fair play to him, though. Fair play to him. That has to be some sort of eliminator, surely. That has to be some sort of eliminator. Anyone watching the UFC card this weekend? I don't even know who's fighting, bro. Apology. I'm not even sure who's fighting. Maybe Malik Scott might be a better trainer than a boxer. You never know. Could be. He can't be any worse than fucking JD's, can he? Let's be honest about it. He can't be any worse than JD's. Yeah, Vic Hurst is on the Char Lovejoy undercard. He's fighting some unbeaten dude. But the guy, I saw this dude's box rec here who fucking Vic Hurst is fighting, and he looks like my fucking uncle. Looks ancient. He looks ancient, the guy he's fighting. I agree. Unrivaled. I think it will take some rounds. I think Fundora's a tough kid, but I agree. I think he'll grind him down. Yeah, Piatek, that's it. Vic Hurst versus Piatek, yeah. I saw Piatek's fucking picture on his box rec, man, and it didn't fill me with confidence. He looked about 45, 46. Looked like a lorry driver kind of thing. Okay, Oliveira versus Chandler. That's a good fight. Isn't that for the vacant title as well? That's a good fight, though. Imagine if Char Lovejoy gets cancelled. I'll tell you what, Nordic, I'm actually low-key looking forward to it, to tell you the truth. Just like, I want to see what the mess of Chris Lovejoy is really like. Like, is he as bad as I think he is? That's what I'm looking forward to. I think it's going to be a fucking mess, honestly. I think it's going to be one of those fights where Char looks shot to bits, but Lovejoy is so bad he'll still fucking get fucked up and demolished. That fight's got violence written all over it, Will. But I think how Ted fights, I think Fundora beats him. Does Sergio have enough power to keep Fundora off? I'm not sure. He's definitely going to outbox him, but Fundora might just walk through his shots. Yeah, he could do. But he's very active though, Sergio Garcia. So if he's hitting him enough, eventually it will take its toll, kind of thing. So that's an interesting one to me, Duck. It's an interesting fight. I lean towards I do lean towards Sergio though. Okay, yes, vacant title. Do you think Dave Allen would have beaten Lovejoy? Yeah, I do. I honestly do. Yeah, I think Dave Allen wins that fight. Again, I can't see PBK having enough physicality for Sebastian Fundora. I mean, he got run over by David Avanesian, who's not a massive welterweight, and he got run over in that fight. So a big dude like Fundora, who's got the reach, who's got the height, who's got decent power, who'll come forward. I think he'll catch up to Josh Kelly. Christopher Lovejoy, the movie. The legend. It's going to be hilarious. To see what he looks like. It's going to be fucking hilarious. By the way, that fucking new channel's hit 3K subs in the time we've been on, so by the time this weekend's out, more than likely it's going to have more fucking subs than this channel. And at top, it'll have three videos at that time, so that's an embarrassment. That's a fucking embarrassment. Kelly dies. Yeah, I think Kelly gets fucked up, bro. Honestly. Josh Kelly should be fighting guys like fucking Scott Fitzgerald, I'd say. I think that's a good fight for him. But yeah, I'll try and find a stream of that fight, Chris Lovejoy and Manuel Char. And I'll do a post-fight review for it if I get a copy of the fight, if I can find it. Yeah, the second channel becomes the channel. It's fucking looking that way at the minute, isn't it? It's looking that way. To be fair, though, I'll always put more effort into this channel in terms of content. The second channel was always going to be maybe a one-a-week type of channel, one video a week kind of thing. Because also, yeah, that sort of content, to tell you the truth, I don't want to keep on looking at it like for long periods of time kind of thing. I'll do my video, I'll do some research, do the video, leave it for a week kind of thing. Yeah, the second channel came out of nowhere. We thought we'd never see it, and then bang, it took over big. Yeah, I tell you what, it's good that you guys kept on asking about it as well. Because if you guys didn't ask about it, probably wouldn't have happened, to be honest. I've always wanted to do it, but again, it's just like having that motivation to really push forwards with it. Like even now, yeah, that fucking channel's got whatever how many new subs it's got. I'm still not that motivated to like really push it hard. But there you go. If your second channel gets to 10k subs, you'll abandon this channel, Del. Let's be real. No, I won't. I kid you not, I won't. Kid you not, I won't. If we get 100,000 subs, though, no, I'm joking. PBK is what he is, a fragile boxer trying to be cute. I picked Avanesian to KO him. It was always obvious to me. I was furious with myself, Duck, in regards to that fight, because all of the way through, I was picking Avanesian. And last minute, for whatever reason, I bottled it. I was kind of thinking it was going to be a controversial decision for Josh Kelly. But there you go. There you go. Yeah, Stephen, bro, I've put it in the chat, bro. So click that link that I've dropped in the chat, and that is my second channel. Scarlett Johansson without her clothes in that film Under the Skin was underwhelming. Gadot for me. Gadot. I don't know how to say her name, bro. Ends talking about the UFC. He's leaning towards Chandler. If the other channel takes off, you can direct them to this channel and promote boxing to the mainstream. Yeah, can you imagine? Yeah, I thought I will do that eventually. I'd say I've got this channel as well. Maybe get a few new subs out of it. It's frustrating though, really, because you put all this effort into a fucking boxing channel, and it's such a long slog when it comes to boxing. Because let's be honest, it is a niche sport at the end of the day. It really is. It's definitely a niche sport. But it is my main passion, boxing. It is my main passion, so I'll always do these boxing videos. I'll always do them. I've actually been enjoying the live streams a lot more recently for whatever reason. Because I kind of got out of a habit of live streaming, but I've been a lot more consistent with it recently. Oh, they both suck, man. See, John Fury's actually had boxing experience, to be honest. As bad as he was, he's actually had experience. So I'd probably lean towards John Fury, but I don't really care for it, to tell you the truth. I don't really care for it. I'd rather watch fucking Mayweather Logan Paul, honestly. I'd rather watch Mayweather Logan Paul. No, I never saw it, Nordic. I'll go back and watch it. I'll go back and read the comments. Yeah, that would be hilarious if your second channel got 100k subs. Yeah, that'd be jokes, man. Can you imagine? Boxing is growing, bro. Boxing is climbing in recent years in terms of numbers. I'd say always makes me happy to see that after relatively good fights, the highlight video on YouTube is trending. Yeah. Boxing is definitely better off than it was sort of 10 years ago or so. I'd say it's better off now than it was then. It's definitely growing a little bit. Booth's a fraud trainer. All he's got is psychology degree and a vegan diet plan. Madrimov could fight Sorrow next, apparently. Findora, Sergio Garcia on the cards. Yep. Madrimov, Sorrow, another really good fight. Really good fight. I've linked it, DW. I'll link it again, bro. I'll link it again for you. Yeah, click that link, bro, and you'll find it. You'll find it. The moaning, sorry, oh no, I have seen this. Yeah, the thing was moaning about me suggesting that demonic possession was a thing. Its name was 666 Kitty Meow or something like that. Laugh out loud, absolute weirdo. Yeah, that's one thing I noticed actually, Nordic. In the comments, there were a few fucking weirdos in there. I did notice that actually. I did notice that. It kind of goes with the territory, though, when you're talking about that sort of thing. There's going to be some fucking freaks out there. Can't really talk, though, because I'm fucking making that content. So I must be a fucking weirdo myself. But I love Madrimov, but I think Sorrow whoops him. Yeah, Michelle Sorrow is a good fighter. Duck. He's definitely a good fighter. He gave Brian Castano all he could handle in that fight. That was a very close fight. Real close fight. Michel Soro is definitely a world level guy, top 10 in that division. So it's a big step up, Duck. It's a big, big step up. Be interesting though. Hopefully it happens. Hopefully it happens. MK Ultra was absolutely real. Focus on facts rather than emotions. It was absolutely real. I'd imagine it still is to some degree. Obviously not under the same name, but are we suggesting that none of these governments across the world are operating similar experiments right now? I think you'd be very naive to say that they don't. But yeah, it's definitely a real thing. That was a theory behind a lot of the serial killers in the 70s and 80s. Like there was a big spike of serial killers in the US in the 70s and 80s. And that's a theory that gets banded around a lot, was that a lot of these guys were MK Ultra victims, basically. Like Charles Manson is heavily linked to MK Ultra, for example. I know he technically wasn't a serial killer, but he was a cult leader. And his cult fucking killed a lot of people. So Psycho Sports TV is your new name. Like even Chisora Parker highlights were trending on YouTube in Canada, where I'm living at the moment. That's exciting to me. That's not even a major fight. Yeah, that's crazy to me. That it's that sort of fight was trending in Canada. That's crazy. It's good though, man. It's definitely good. Good for the sport. Dell's type, large and in charge. Fuck's sake. Yeah, man, crazy, bro. Fucking crazy. Yeah, and Canada's not a hotspot by any means, but good signs. Yeah, the Canadian boxing scene right now is it's not as strong as it used to be a few years ago when you had like Stevenson, Jean-Pascal, Lemieux, all in like world level fights. It's not where it was right now, but I'm sure there's some guys coming through. You might get some goth girl groupies on your second channel. You never know. Maybe we could start a cult like fucking Jim Jones. We'll go to a fucking island, start a cult or something like that. Big up to Jim McDonald Boxing. Salute to Jim. By the way, Jim's actually got a channel, believe it or not. So check out Jim McDonald Boxing. He's got a few bits on his channel. Big up to Jim. Porky's a Fred West fanboy, so he is. That's why he wears that jumper. Fuck's sake. You might be right there. You might be right, J-Dev. Yeah, Soro has an excellent high guard, a great jab and good power, plus good finishing skills. Solid gas tank as well. Madrimov will have to be on his A game, yeah. In that fight, Duck, I think Madrimov needs to box how he was boxing against Colombo in the first half of that fight. I felt Madrimov in the first half was boxing quite conservatively, and I thought he looked quite good doing it, to be honest. He was picking his spots a lot more, taking less risks. I think that's what he'll need to do against Soro. Yeah, Fury's a victim of tens of millions in his bank account. Conor McGregor is under Monarch control for sure. Tyson Fury isn't programmed, but he knows his role. Yeah, Tyson definitely knows his role now in the world. He definitely knows his role, and currently he's being rewarded for that. Indeed. Barry Hearn knows an island for you. Yeah, Boxing Asylum's great, Gonzalo. Really, really good podcast, man. They'll have a laugh, some like banter. It's like how you talk down the bar with your mates kind of thing. But that's what I like in a podcast. I don't like something super serious when it comes to podcasts. Certain subjects, fair enough. But like boxing and things like that, I'd rather just hear a light conversation, some jokes, some debate. That's what I want to hear from a boxing podcast. Like you guys at BDA. Like you guys, to me, have a perfect balance. There's a bit of banter, some back and forths. That's what I want from a boxing podcast. But they are a very good podcast. Very good podcast. Yeah, salute to Gonzalo, man, every single time. Yeah, I agree. The danger is really in the middle or late rounds when Madrimov loses his composure. He can't do that against Sorrow. He'll get picked apart. I totally agree. Like, I thought Madrimov in the second half of that Colombo fight, a better boxer would have exposed some of those flaws, in my opinion. So he needs to box how he was boxing in the first half of that fight against Sorrow if he's going to win. I guess people prefer listening to people getting their head cut off than listening to boxing. Pretty much, bro. It's crazy, isn't it? Hardly know anything about Canadian boxing, to be fair. Stuck to following the homeland. Over here, there are no real promoters. Only events taking place. The only events taking place are small promoters with fairly small significance. Yeah. It's like anything, though. Like certain boxing scenes in certain countries, they'll go through a quiet spell, and all of a sudden, there'll be a lot of new talent coming through. So, yeah, I'm sure the Canadians will get back up there. Yeah, Pound for Pound podcast is brilliant. Love that one. Always has me laughing out loud. I'll have to check those guys out. I've never heard of them. I have to check those guys out. Yeah, Boxing Asylum boys are top notch. Yeah, they are. Favorite boxing channel? To be honest with you, BG London, I don't really have a favourite, but I have my go-to channels. And I'm always in the comments or in the live chat. I'll always drop by when I can. If you see me in the comments of a channel, I like the channel. There's quite a few. Do you like the Beautiful Boxing podcast with Big Terry? I've heard of it, but I've never listened to it. Yeah, Rummy's Corner are good. Rummy's Corner's good. Yeah. I'd like to know how things are in the Philippines. Do you watch the channel Chills? Yeah, I do occasionally. Carlos Mendoza. That's a good channel. If America had Britain's boxing culture, boxing would be booming, but they're all too shook to take the L. Yeah, British boxing's not perfect, bro, but the thing is with American boxing, one thing I notice is like a lot of prospects aren't willing to fight each other early on, which is definitely a shame. PDA's good crack, but banned me because I said I think he's a bit of a knob after timing me out countless times next to nothing. I like BDA, man. I like BDA. I've been subbed to BDA now for, I think it was early 2018 I subbed to BDA. So I've been listening for a long time. I found BDA because of Precise, actually. He mentioned them a long time ago. So that's how I found BDA years ago. When Del sees Eyes Wide Shut, it's going to give him ideas on what type of parties to throw with his female cult followers. It'll be from the second channel. You'll never get a Fowler Fitzgerald in America unless it's for a world title. Yeah, exactly. Like a James DeGale, George Groves type of fight. Dubois versus Joyce. White versus Joshua. I think these are great fights. You know, when guys are on the come up and they're fighting each other before world title level, they always make for great fights, man. Always make for great fights. But even in the UK, man, there's not enough of those fights, man. There's not enough of those fights. Like Yard Buatsi should have happened. Buatsi versus Lyndon Arthur, for example. These are all fights that need to happen. Yeah, a lot of that's what I've heard. Crazy. That's what I've heard. No, I like some American boxing fans, man. Most American boxing fans that come into contact with me are sound, to be honest. There's a lot of bad boxing fans in all walks of life. Oh, no, I have heard of it. Yeah. Run by Spencer Oliver and Jake Wood. Yeah, always have great guests and have some great banter too. just professional enough, but still very funny. Yeah, I have heard of them, but I've not listened to them though. Now I like Stu Little, man. I can see why he's not for everybody, but he makes me laugh, man. Stu Little, he makes me laugh, man. So anyway, guys, I think I'm going to wrap this one up. We've been going for a long time now. We've been going for 2 hours and a quarter. So yeah. Oh, I know what you mean, Duck. Yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. But that's definitely true. Although certain American crowds can be lit, to be honest. Like when Terence Crawford fights in Omaha, it's pretty fucking rowdy. But yeah, for the most part, you're right. But yeah, I'm going to wrap this one up, guys. Hopefully you have a good weekend. Hopefully you enjoy the boxing. I'll be back with another one soon. Peace.